what they are about to do to Tracy Quartermain and Willow Kane is downright criminal. I am talking about an insider leak so massive it is going to completely shake the foundation of Port Charles and leave us all gasping for air. If you thought the drama over at the Quartermain mansion was already at a boiling point, you have absolutely no idea what is coming our way. I have been poring over these exclusive backstage notes for hours, and my jaw is still firmly on the floor. There's a massive casting shakeup rumored to be on the horizon, and it revolves around a deadly confrontation that nobody is going to see coming. We all know that sweeps week is when the gloves finally come off, but this leaked script takes things to a whole new terrifying level of darkness. So, pull up a chair and listen closely, because I am about to spill every single detail of this explosive upcoming storyline, and trust me, you are going to want to hear this before the episodes even air. Right now, the tension on the show is absolutely suffocating, and if you ask me, we are watching a ticking time bomb just waiting to detonate. Willow Kane has been marching around Port Charles playing the role of the saintly, untouchable congresswoman, but her carefully constructed house of cards is starting to sway in the wind. The current situation is incredibly intense because Laura Collins is preparing to officially nominate Willow for the vacant seat on the General Hospital Board of Directors. Can you even imagine? After everything Willow has done, after all the secrets and the manipulation, she is about to be handed one of the most powerful positions in town. But standing directly in her path is none other than the legendary Tracy Quartermain. And ladies, Tracy is absolutely furious. We all saw the sheer rage in Tracy's eyes when she heard the rumors about this new hospital board appointment. She even asked someone if they were out of their mind. The thought of Willow gaining even more power and influence is enough to make Tracy's blood boil, and I can assure you, she is not going to take this lying down. If you look at the deep-rooted history here, Tracy has always viewed Willow as a massive, destructive force that has brought nothing but chaos to the Quartermain family. I mean, just look at what is happening with Brooke Lynn. Brooke Lynn's marriage to Harrison Chase is currently hanging by a thread, and in Tracy's eyes, Willow is the root cause of all this misery. Brooke Lynn has been desperately trying to frame Willow for fleeing the scene of Jordan Ashford's hit-and-run accident, going so far as to have Brick alter the GPS data on Willow's car. And what did Tracy do? She secretly supported Brooke Lynn's malicious plot because she hates Willow that much. Tracy has watched Willow play the victim for years, using her sweet, innocent act to manipulate Michael, Chase, and everyone else around her. To Tracy, Willow is a scheming, power-abusing fraud, and the idea of Laura Collins rewarding that behavior with a seat on the hospital board is the absolute last straw. I firmly believe that this impending nomination is going to be the catalyst that pushes Tracy to launch a full-scale, ruthless counterattack. I am completely convinced that Tracy Quartermain is not going to just sit back and watch Willow expand her political and social influence. Oh no, ladies. Tracy is going to go on the offensive, and it is going to be a sight to behold. I suspect that Tracy is going to use every single ounce of her immense wealth, her vast network of connections, and her Quartermain ruthlessness to push the hit-and-run investigation forward. She knows that Detective Joe Fitzpatrick is already highly suspicious of Willow, and ADA Justine Turner is breathing down the PCPD's neck. If you ask me, Tracy's going to pull some major strings behind the scenes to ensure that the authorities remain laser-focused on Willow as their prime suspect. Tracy wants to see Willow in handcuffs. She wants the public to see the saintly congresswoman dragged through the mud. If Tracy can just find enough evidence or manufacture enough pressure to make the hit-and-run charges stick, she knows Willow will face severe legal troubles that will completely destroy her pristine reputation. But Tracy's master plan is not going to stop at just pushing the police investigation. I strongly suspect that she is going to launch a covert campaign to block Willow from ever taking that seat on the General Hospital Board. Tracy is a master of backroom politics, and she is going to work the shadows like never before. I can see her lobbying the other board members, calling in decades-old favors, and using her financial leverage to sway the upcoming vote. She will do whatever it takes to change the narrative and make Willow look like a massive liability to the hospital's public image. Tracy wants to ensure that Willow loses this golden opportunity, effectively clipping her wings before she can fly any higher. And while she is at it, Tracy is going to aim straight for Willow's political career. If the scandals surrounding Willow are exposed, the hit-and-run accusations, the manipulation, the constant drama, her position as a respected congresswoman will be in serious jeopardy. Tracy wants to completely dismantle Willow's life, piece by piece, until there is nothing left but ruins. Now, here is where the leaked scripts get incredibly juicy, so you better be paying attention. While Tracy is busy plotting Willow's downfall, there is a massive, dangerous variable slowly waking up in the background, Drew Kane. We know that Willow has been keeping Drew incapacitated with a paralytic serum, but she has run out of the drugs, and she is currently panicking. Drew is beginning to recover his mobility. He is starting to communicate. And guess who has a front row seat to this miraculous recovery? Kai Taylor. Kai has already realized that Drew is regaining his movement, and he is absolutely terrified that Willow might try to kill Drew to silence him permanently. If you ask me, Kai is not going to keep this explosive secret to himself for much longer. I predict that Kai, desperate to protect Drew, is going to take this crucial information straight to Tracy Quartermain. Can you imagine the look on Tracy's face when Kai tells her that Willow has been secretly keeping Drew paralyzed, and that Drew is now waking up? It would be the ultimate weapon handed to her on a silver platter. Suddenly, Tracy and Drew would find themselves sharing a common, desperate goal, stopping Willow Kane at all costs. Drew wants his freedom and revenge, and Tracy wants Willow destroyed. However, knowing Tracy's character, I highly doubt she is going to form a trusting, equal partnership with Drew or Kai. Tracy is a lone wolf when it comes to family warfare. I suspect she will only cooperate with them on a minimal level, preferring to keep the reins of the master plan firmly in her own hands. She loves to control every single aspect of her schemes to prevent any secrets from leaking out and ruining her leverage. Tracy will use Drew's recovery as the ultimate trump card, holding it over Willow's head when the time is right. But, ladies, this is where the upcoming episodes are going to take a dark, twisted turn that will leave us all screaming at our television screens. What happens when a cornered animal realizes there is no way out? Willow is already stretched to her absolute breaking point. She is desperately begging Jack Brennan for blackmail material, she is fighting false hit-and-run accusations, and she is terrified of Drew waking up. I believe that Willow is going to discover the full extent of Tracy's silent, behind-the-scenes campaign to destroy her career and her life. When Willow realizes that Tracy is the one pulling the strings, pushing the police, blocking the board seat, and potentially weaponizing Drew's recovery, something inside her is going to completely snap. Willow has spent years hiding her true, darker nature behind a mask of sweetness and light. But when she is pushed into a corner with everything to lose, that mask is going to fall off, revealing a woman who is willing to do absolutely anything to survive. I am telling you, the climax of this storyline is going to be a monumental, earth-shattering event. So, when Willow realizes that Tracy is never going to stop coming after her, she might make an incredibly reckless and dangerous decision. We are talking about a plot twist that will send shockwaves through the entire history of the show. Could Willow become so desperate, so ruthless, that she decides the only way to save her political career, her freedom, and her family is to eliminate Tracy Quartermain once and for all? I am looking at these leaks, and I strongly suspect that Willow is going to lure Tracy to a secluded, isolated location. Maybe a deserted cliffside on the edge of town, or a dark, abandoned section of the Quartermain woods. A place where there are no witnesses, no security cameras, and no one to hear a cry for help. The confrontation between these two fierce women is going to escalate in ways nobody could have ever predicted. Picture it, Tracy, confident and smug, confronting Willow with all the evidence of her crimes, thinking she has finally won. And Willow, cold, calculating, and pushed to the brink of insanity, realizing that Tracy's death is the only solution to her endless nightmare. Is Willow Kane truly ruthless enough to take down a Port Charles icon in cold blood? Could she actually push Tracy off a cliff or silence her in the woods, leaving the grand matriarch of the Quartermain family to cross over to the other side? If this casting shakeup rumor is true, we might be preparing to say a devastating, permanent goodbye to Tracy Quartermain. And the most terrifying part of this entire leaked scenario? Willow might actually get away with it. With Tracy out of the picture, all the pressure on the hit-and-run investigation might suddenly vanish. The opposition to her hospital board seat would disappear into thin air. Willow could shed a few fake tears at the funeral, play the grieving family member, and continue her rise to power completely unchecked. She could use Jack Brennan's leverage to handle Drew, and without Tracy pulling the strings, Brooklyn's framing plot might completely fall apart, leaving Willow looking like an absolute saint. The writers are setting up a storyline where the villain wins by playing the ultimate victim, and it is going to make our blood boil in the best way possible. So, I have to ask you, my fabulous friends, what do you think is going to happen when these two titans finally clash? Do you honestly believe that Willow has it in her to commit cold blooded murder just to protect her precious political career and hospital board seat? And if Tracy really does meet a tragic end in a secluded location, how long do you think Willow can possibly keep the blood off her hands before someone like Chase or Michael uncovers the horrific truth? Drop your thoughts, your wildest theories, and your frustrations in the comments section below, because I want to read every single one of them. We are in for a wild, bumpy ride, ladies, so keep your eyes peeled and your coffee cups full.